When I walk in every morning, I see the sign that's on my door. I have the courage to teach hard history. When you hear the word race, right, everyone clams up, right? Even in my class, to break that barrier, I'll say things like, okay, if you own slaves, raise your hand. And they all are like, what? But it's like, okay, so let's get the elephant out of the room. You don't own slaves. Your parents didn't own slaves. Okay, all right. So there's no need for anyone to be defensive, right? Okay, so let's talk about race now. I'm a sociologist, and I confront the issue of racism by literally showing through my research as well as my teaching how racism affects the choices and chances of individuals. 2020 has been an eye-opener with, allowing people who would not ordinarily pay attention to, issues of social inequality, they've been forced to. I study the concept of structural violence. It's just embedded in everything that we do, so you don't even notice it, right? Which is why people can say, oh, racism doesn't exist. The elements of inequality, precarious housing, lack of access to healthcare, right? All those things existed before the coronavirus, but when you added the heat of the coronavirus, it immediately began to show, and everyone got to see it. And the people who were affected said enough, and started protesting and started just literally going to the streets to show some sort of, this is not fair, this is not right, we are not happy. Words matter, and so when we use words like looting, it's definitely a signal that then reframes how people view that situation. That word looting has been used to politicize and racialize, and then just take away from messages. Right? I'm gonna use the George Floyd event. Instead of talking about police brutality, instead of talking about the ways that policing can be done that doesn't, result in the murder of someone, instead of talking about those things, it becomes an issue of looting and burning things and property. By characterizing people's unrest and people's unhappiness with what's going on in the world, you, instead of prioritizing that, it becomes a priority of property that can be replaced, right? And so I think it's a systemic issue that says then we don't care, right? We don't care because you're not doing it in the right way. Here at the University of Toledo, we've had the dialogues on diversity, and they go a long way into helping communities confront the social issues that are occurring across our nation. There are things that happen in this world that are, based on race. That's a fact. And I think the sooner we can all get on that page, the better. But it's not going to happen without difficult conversation.